So, you might be wondering, this is pretty much the Panzer 4 H Sub 3G's cannon, so you can definitely one-shot most tanks you come across, right? Well, take note of the word most. I thought about that, and then I realized, looking at the battle rating, you might want to bring some APC here. Of course. There we go. And that's why you always angle that thing. I like how whenever there's a talk about the Hetzer, be it IRL, vehicle, or in-game, they always describe this thing as cute. Now I get it, you find it cute, there's nothing wrong with that. Just that, if you face this thing in War Thunder, it's not very cute. Hey guys, it's Jim here, and welcome back to War Thunder. And today, we are checking out Germany's last-ditch attempt to make a armored fighting vehicle. This is the Jagdpanzer 38T, or also known as the Hetzer. And even though I mentioned that this thing is a bit of a last-ditch vehicle and sometimes call this a iron coffin, this thing in War Thunder is an absolute monster. Now let me break it down to you and you'll see why. So looking at this vehicle, does it look anything familiar to you? Well, if the name Jagdpanzer 38T doesn't strike you as familiar, that is because this is actually a armored vehicle that's using Panzer 38T parts, as you can see. So what happened was that they were looking for more ways to build more armor fighting vehicles, something with a motorized set of tracks to bring a big anti-tank gun into the field as an answer to the Soviet T-34 problem. And you might be thinking, why not just make more Panzer 3s, Panzer 4s, stock 3Gs, stock 4s, why not make those? Well, they're already making that and they're still looking for more. So what happened after that is that they went around looking through different warehouses and closed down factories and whatnot. They came upon one that is full of these Panzer 38T parts. Idea came into mind. They started making a hull shaped like this, welding the housing on top with the gun, and then strap the suspension system of the Panzer 38T, as you can see, on the sides so that it's a motorized SPG. And if you're wondering about this, no, they did not take a Panzer 38T, cut off the top half, and then replace it with the swamp housing we see here. Looking at you, Gersung Panzer. So first things first, armor. 60mm of armor, sloped at 61 degrees. Yeah. In any equivalent, this is pretty much like shooting the T-34E from the front, except the fact that you don't have a turret to worry about. And as you guessed it, at 4.3 battle rating, you do bounce a lot of shells everywhere. A lot of guys can't get through this. Sherman 75, the T-34 F-34 cannon, the British 57mm can't get through this anytime soon. And even the M7 3-inch gun struggles against this. I do remember shooting the Hetzer from the front in my M6A1 and it doesn't even penetrate. And I was at close range. So yeah, this is incredibly protective for what it looks like. Where is this armor, Rito? And on top of this 60mm, there is the 60mm weirdly oddly shaped gun mallet right here. That is sitting on top of a 70mm of mallet again. Around here, that is overlapping a 40mm underneath it. So I'm not too worried about them knocking out my gun breech or penetrating this anytime soon. Because yeah, there's nothing getting through this anyway. And then the lower front plate, 60mm just like the top. Just be careful that you have a little bit less angle. So that means a lot of guns can definitely punch through this. And why do I say careful? Is this. There may be a transmission in the way and it does eat shells like crazy. Sometimes a player gets lucky and the shell just squeaks in between here or something and gets 3 out of 4 of your crewmen. Moving on to the sides, you only have 20mm side armor, so yeah, there's nothing much to write home about. 50 cals can definitely kill you from the sides, so that's something to be careful of. And then rear armor's really nothing much to look at because it's rear armor, not that I really care, because once the enemy tank is behind you, you're basically dead. So 8mm, what else is new? And then top face armor, you only have 8mm. This is something to beware of, is because once you kill somebody with this thing, this gun is 75mm, you can bet your ass that the guy is coming back in the plane. So how about the mobility on this thing? You have 160 horsepower. Doesn't seem like a lot, but keep in mind that this vehicle is actually pretty light for what it looks like. So that means 42 kilometers an hour, you can get up to that speed very quickly. This is a very mobile armor fighting vehicle. So you can get to position quickly, you can traverse very quickly, so you can get between those corners or turn your direction before the enemy gets there. For an armor fighting vehicle with very narrow tracks, this thing is actually pretty mobile. And moving on, this is the firepower of the vehicle. The 75mm Pack 39 L40 cannon. And if I have to make this a comparison, this is basically like the Panzer 4H, Panzer 4J and Stock 3G's cannon. And 75mm go, you'll be firing the shell, Panzer Grenade 39, our piercing cap ballistic cap shell, with 149mm of penetration at point blank. Could have sworn it was 139 at one point, but whatever. Explosive mass 17 grams, and a very good angle of penetration. So this round will definitely punch through most tanks you come across from the front. Just be careful about one thing though, you don't have a lot of explosive mass, so you will come across moments where internal components eat the explosive mass, or you just take out half of the crewmen. Now you do have a machine gun mounted on top that is a full 360 swivel, but just in case, you might want to bring a few high explosive shells. Just in case. So, you might be wondering, this is pretty much the Panzer 4H Stock 3G's cannon, so you can definitely one-shot most tanks you come across, right? Well, take note of the word most. I thought about that, and then I realized, looking at the battle rating, you might want to bring some APC here. And why? Because of one tank. And before you guys say anything, no, I'm not talking about the Jumbo Sherman. I'm not worried about facing that vehicle anytime soon, since it's at 5.3. I'm more worried about facing another one. I'm more worried about facing this guy, the Churchill Mark 7. Because you see, 152mm of front plate, 152mm front plate. You are not getting through this anytime soon, if you're APC BC. Because remember, the APC BC can only pen 145mm. Otherwise, other aspects of the gun, 41 shells, that's not really a lot, but just bring however many you want, because even though you bring 25, they're gonna be here, and then some here. So, yeah, this is an working explosive accident waiting to happen, no matter how many shells you carry. Reloading rate, 6.3 seconds, that's not too bad. And then, vertical guidance, negative 6 degrees. This is a rather low profile cannon, as you can see, compared to the Panzer 4J. So negative 6 degrees gun depression is going to feel like negative 8. No gun stabilizer, and that's something to be careful of because this thing bounces quite a fair bit. So yeah, you can see why this thing is an absolute monster when you face this thing from the front. Like, good mobility, strong frontal armor, strong gun, like, everything you want is in one package right here. The only downside is that this thing doesn't have a turret. That's about it. Now if you're wondering how do you kill this thing, well, first things first, if you find this thing from the side, you can just shoot this right here. And then, yeah, pen through the front, pen through the side right here. If you think this is impossible, well, you've already seen my videos enough. Anytime I come across a Hetzer, how often these things side armor get penetrated is beyond me. You can somehow penetrate the side armor shooting the front. Another spot you can consider is that this right here is a bit risky because one is that it's a pretty small window, and secondly, the transmission is in the way. In the event that you do penetrate, there is a good chance the transmission will just eat the shell. Or if you want my method, what you can do is load some high explosive that can pen more than 8mm and just shoot the machine gun. Because as I showed you earlier on, it's only 8mm, so that means any high explosive hitting this thing will just overpressure the crew. Right, enough of the bring down the vehicle. Let's take this thing out into battle and basically erase everybody I look at. Come on, push over. I know you want to. As much as I want to shoot that, there's someone to my right. There is something I do not want to see.
Another zone captured. We have the advantage.
So在上面，我们对面干对定的密。Stop it. That was good though. I'm not watching this side at all. Oh shit. Yeah, keep shooting the treasure. Are you kidding me, game? That's right. How's there even a... What is there even a more shot? How did that work?
Allied forces have captured that zone.
Dude.
Allied forces have captured the zone. Attention to the map. Gramercy. Cover me!
It's not getting. I did try to warn you.
Allied forces have captured that zone.
Should have used the flicker when you had the chance. Yes, I know he's there. I can't move. You guys might run over there. You, I do not want to see. Shooting game. Alright, stay right there. Hello. Knock it off.
Designated grid zone. Thank you very much.
There we go. Oh, dude, you didn't really have to block me.
Our victory is near.
That's concerning.
Thank you very much. Das Geschütz laden.
He's evil, I know, but I'm not gonna waste another shell on him. What the f... Again, monster bunda, I think can actually tie me up. Hello. Noisy lah.
Pressure on. Victory is close.
Shh, don't see me, don't see me, don't see me, don't see me.
Another zone
Hey.
captain. We have the advantage.